Spring is an important time in the tree plantation process. Today, we'll be discussing some of the essential tasks for this season. Molly, for those landowners who are looking to establish trees, what should they be prioritising?
Thanks, Court. So for this one, I thought I'd break it down into the first 2 years to be able to provide that overview of the things that we need to consider when we're establishing trees. So the most important thing and thing that should occur first is that you should have good preparation and a solid plan. Even if you have to adapt and pivot as things develop, having that initial plan will make all the difference. Secondly, site preparation is critical to the successfulness of your plantings. For sites which have a heavy weed burden, clearing and fire line construction should be conducted between sort of January to May, depending upon your climatic conditions. And it should be the time that you start to look at fencing beginning as well. The next step would be ordering seedlings. So this should be done prior to October every year. And I just want to note here the importance of making sure you get the right provenance and genetic vigour. That's really important when you're considering what sort of seedlings you'd like to get. The other thing to consider is also on ground that was previously pasture. It's really important to consider weed control as well. And this should be done probably prior to December to make sure you get that really good kill on the ground ahead of moving into the second year. When we look at the second year, weed control should be conducted again from spring to autumn, again to make sure we get that kill post-cultivation for any weed burden that's come back in.
Thanks, Molly. Jarrod, for those who have established trees, including private native forests, what are those key tasks for maintenance in spring?
Thanks, Court. So for your established forest, it really is about that maintenance and in spring. And spring is growing season for the trees, but I guess as Molly's been touching on, that also means growth for weeds and the competition from weeds. So monitoring your plantation every year for the impact from the weeds and acting and controlling those weeds is really important. And the PFT website has plenty of links and information there on how to best get the best kill for those weeds. The other thing is that the trees are also growing, and that fresh young seedling growth is very tasty to browsing mammals. So monitoring your plantation for the impact of browsing and controlling that when the levels become unacceptable is critical. And thinking ahead beyond spring, you've got to think about fire season and asset protection. So spring is a really good opportunity to review your forest assets and making sure that you've got good access and good fire breaks ahead of the bushfire season to make sure that your assets are well protected.
Thanks, Jarrod. By tackling these tasks, you're setting the stage for a thriving, sustainable future. Remember that PFT staff are here to help you with your commercial tree establishment, maintenance and harvesting.